How do we do this? Wait, what camera is this? Hi, we're live. Thank you guys for joining us, our YouTube live today. And here we are on a beautiful, I don't know what day it is.
It's Thursday. I thought it was Friday all day today, but it's Thursday.
So I just wanted to make a quick video here live. Sorry, guys, I need to get back on track. But here we are, and I just wanted to share where we're at because we're still growing this baby, okay? We haven't stopped. We're doing our lives. We've just been a little bit busy because, as you know, we have a tax business here. So, oh, wait, I guess I got to go over here because I moved my camera.
Ooh, 440, okay.
All right, so show us the number, Tonya, and then we'll do our little screenshot. That's why we do that, guys, because it's our screenshot for our numbers.
Yes.
All right, let's see.
So let's see. Her goal's 100,000. And you have now 440 followers.
Thank you, guys.
99,560.
That feels so good. That feels so good. And just like in life, when you guys want to accomplish a goal, remember I don't know if I shared this with you guys here on the YouTube channel, but it was like, stop seeing yourself 10 inches small and see yourself 10 feet tall, right? So I'm here right now in this moment, right? And things are happening, situations. But if I go above and see the big picture, how they say, it makes me bigger and I don't feel like so small, right?
Right.
So, it's like the habits, the little things that we do that take you to the leaps and bounds of greatness. And we all have it, right? But it's just like understanding that we all make mistakes, that we all want to accomplish these big goals, right? But it's how you feel that's going to manifest into that goal without you giving up. So I have somebody here today at my office. She's amazing. She's a brand builder. She built very successful influencers. She just told me right now that 70% of the people give up.
Wow, that's a lot.
Because it's not easy to show up and be consistent, especially if this is something that you're doing. We're building a new business, right? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, social media, because this is like a different world, but yet it's so real and it's people depend on it and people go and search for stuff and information. And it's like something that we go into, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have our life here. It's like a world, right? Yeah. So it's like, do you want to go into that world, right? Because it's another job that you're creating. It's another thing that you're creating. But how can I become something in this world if I'm not showing up?
Ooh. That's right.
Right? If I want it, and it's like the same thing with everything else, how are you stepping into that picture?
Yep. How are you showing up?
There's nobody successful that doesn't they have to do the thing that you don't want to do, and it might be boring. But if you're not consistent, then you're not going to be in it. And you're not going to grow. That's why the YouTube algorithm pushes your content when you're being consistent. And that's something that I've learned. And, I'm at fault with that as well, because it's not just like, oh, I have this. It's putting the time and effort, putting it as a business and being consistent. So even with your fitness, your goals, things in life, consistency, it's doing the same thing over and over, even though it seems boring, to get the result that you want. Because it's like, it goes back to that whole seed concept. Everything is a seed. You plant a thought, you let it grow, you take care of it, and then it produces what?
The fruit or the plant or
whatever. The harvest, right? So you plant the thought, the idea,
and you
project,
water it.
You water it. It takes a month, 2 months, 9 months, and then it produces a fruit or a result.
Absolutely.
So that's the same thing in the whole mantra of or business idea or blueprint of creating this YouTube channel, right? Sometimes it might be more fun, creating the right content, like who I'm showing up. And I feel like a lot of people have a hard time showing up consistently because if you're not authentic to yourself, you can only be a persona for so long.
That's true.
So that to me has been very congruent since the beginning that I started this channel, because my channel is about the person watching that makes a transformation. Because it's not easy, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's all easy manifesting. It's not. It takes work, and you got to be right? It's not just like me showing up and be like, oh, I'm going to manifest my husband. Yeah, I did, but it's not easy, because in that journey of manifesting him, I became the woman that I am now. And something so powerful that I learned a few days ago with my husband and I, it's that marriage is like male and female energy coming together and becoming stronger. But we're so used to the society saying women and men and we can do it alone and independent. No, I'm sorry, ladies. Stop that independence BS. Okay? It takes a team. It's beautiful when you have a power couple, a family that's united, that's strong. When one gets weak, the other one can lift you up,
Yes.
right? And
It's
if you're
important.
you're like over here falling and your spouse is falling, I don't care what you say, boo. It's gonna affect you because you're in a relationship. It's two.
Right. Takes two to tango.
Yes, two. I guess the camera might have to fix that.
Oh, wait, it gets turned this way today.
I'm trying to fix it. Okay, hold on. Right? I mean, does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I think, and it is. I agree. It's society. It's women trying to take over on what a man does. And sometimes you need to just, even though you want to do it, allow your man, allow your husband just to be the man.
Yeah.
You know, if
But you know what I heard, Tanya? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That intimacy, not just sexually, okay? Intimacy with a spouse is sharing your feelings of how you feel.
It's true. And that's what creates that whole intimacy with your spouse.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if everyone's all been there, but you know, when you've dated someone,
I think you have to get closer because they might not hear us.
and when you've dated someone and it's not there, but you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know the difference. You know the difference between being in love with that person and lust.
Thank you, Shar. We're having our YouTube live.
And I think
Thank
a
you.
lot of people confuse love with lust.
Absolutely.
Is the problem too.
Absolutely.
Knowing to distinguish one from the other.
Love will, that I don't want to sound cliche, but love creates miracles and change in people, because if you love on somebody, at the end of the day, it's when you make people feel loved. Hi, Stephanie.
Come on in.
YouTube live. And when you make somebody feel loved, it can change their inside. Don't ever try to change a man, ladies, or men change women. Trust me, that's a recipe for failure.
I agree, 100%.
Recipe. If you married a man that's a alcoholic, a gambler, drugs, whatever, you know that going in the relationship.
Exactly.
Okay, and it's hard. Okay, this is real talk. Yet, let me tell you something. You're gonna say, "Don't drink." Guess what that person's gonna do?
Drink.
Don't do this. Guess what that person's gonna do? Nobody likes you to tell them what to do. They might do it to please you, but if they don't change that core of how they feel, then they're not going to be happy in that relationship. You're going to be miserable. They're going to be miserable.
Yep.
Okay. That's my whole thing for the ladies and the men out there looking for love. Do not try to change people. I know it's like, well, I'm going to try this. I'm going to help. No, change yourself. And I understand that now. But now when you're in a relationship with your spouse and your soulmate and your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, it honestly, you have to break that wall that you've been holding on because of your parents or your abuse or whatever childhood stuff that you have, because you're not going to be able to be intimate.
No. Stop comparing.
Yeah.
Is a huge lesson.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, for anybody, don't compare your relationship. Don't say, well, my parents were listen, your relationship is not your parents' relationship. It's not, your friend's relationship with her husband, her man.
Yep.
You choose who you want to be with. You choose your relationship. You don't want your relationship to be like theirs. Perfect.
But you know what, Tanya? But it's not that easy, because unconsciously you are doing the own blocks in your relationship. Sexually, sex is the most beautiful thing, right? When you're in like that flow state and you feel safe and you feel like that a honeymoon, it's amazing, right? It's amazing. But when you block yourself because of things that they're doing or you're doing, you have resentment, then you lose touch of intimacy. And intimacy is the most beautiful thing that we share with our significant other. It's when you literally surrender yourself to that person and they surrender to you.
Right. And allow them
to love you. And that's what creates change. And that's that person that's going to change because they love you, because they love themselves.
Absolutely.
And so it's something that I've learned this week or whatever, that I didn't understand why, that I felt that, like blocking my own self. It was because it's just we have unconscious patterns from our parents that have hurt us, and then your spouse does something to hurt you, and then you block yourself, and then you get angry, and then this happens. So that's what I want to say. Be intimate. And intimacy is not just sexual. It's how you feel and share that true core. You know, you could have intimacy with your friends when you feel safe with them, that they share truly heart to heart what they're going through, and you listen. Because when you listen to people, you're being present. And you're not thinking of your own stuff of how they should feel. And that's how you make people feel safe in your space. And I do this even in my business, even with strangers. I have to like, why are they acting this way? They're going through something, right? So I make them feel safe because we're dealing with something that they're like angry about.
Right.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to share. So that's it. Intimacy. And I have to have intimacy with my channel too.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not honest, I can't be doing this.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not honest with my feelings and how I feel when I show up, then it's that channel is not going to be flourishing. It's not going to be successful. It can't be on manipulation. If I manipulate things to be a certain way, like I'm literally showing up for the whole world with a naked face. But if I don't do this for myself, then I'm going to have to always look a certain way. And I'd rather show up raw and how I am, because you guys are going to get to know who I am. And that way you guys feel that I'm coming from a good place to help and share, transform one day at a time.
That's right.
All right. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
See you mañana. All right. And I'm going to make your guys' video. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. See you guys later.